No, I would hope it's not money, honestly, because I really don't want anything from you. If it wasn't, just to know my identity. If it wasn't, if you didn't want a relationship with me, that's cool. I can respect that. But we could have been got this over with, and I just feel that my mom, since she's gone now, like she had to fight.
People are desperate and willing to do anything to get a headline that detracts from the fact that that man, that her husband, who has been denying is his child for many years, is about to finally get that DNA result that everybody has been so desperately waiting for.
He has a past that you can't undo. Kids, you can't undo like him allegedly courting young girls that were way younger than him underage. Like, all of this has to come out, and it's like you just keep trying to stuff it in.
JayZ just got hit with the one thing he's been dodging for decades, a leaked DNA test. Rymir, the man who's been saying for years that Jay is his real father, just put the proof out there. And 50 Cent, he's co-signing the whole thing, loud, messy, and public. Now, if your ears have been to the streets, you already know, Rymir Satterthwaite's story isn't new. This dude's been out here for over a decade, claiming JayZ is his father and demanding a paternity test, a test Jay flat out refused to take. Instead, Jay accused Rymir of harassing him for years with endless court filings and processes. But here's the thing, Rymir isn't backing down. Word is, he got hold of an indirect DNA test that points straight at JayZ as his father. And now Rymir has teamed up with 50 Cent, who's backing him up to leak the results. JayZ, he's already panicking. Why? Because if those results see the light of day, they could confirm years of allegations branding him as a predator. According to Rymir, his mother Wanda was just 16 when Jay, already in his 20s, got her pregnant. And if that's even halfway true, it paints a very dark picture of JayZ.
How old was she when you were born?
15, going on 16.
Now, how old was JayZ at the time?
I think like 22.
What? 15 and 22. Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now I can kind of see why he's probably not claiming it, because it looks bad on his reputation. You can't undo kids. You can't undo like him allegedly courting young girls that were way younger than him underage. Like, all of this has to come out, and it's like you just keep trying to stuff it in.
Now, before Rymir's mom, Wanda, passed away, she never stayed quiet about Jay being his father. According to her, she met JayZ in 1992 when he picked her up in Philadelphia and took her back to his apartment in Brooklyn. She claimed they used protection, but it failed, and she became pregnant. That revelation lit the fire for Rymir's lifelong quest for answers, especially after a DNA test revealed that his mother's longtime boyfriend, Robert Graves, the man listed on his birth certificate, wasn't the father. Rymir even had Robert's name legally removed last year, since he wasn't his biological dad.
The person that my mom was with, it was Robert Graves. He was on there before they took him off when the testing came. And they asked him and Sean to take the test, and he came up and faithfully took it, and took the test with no problem.
Wanda allegedly said she had only ever been with two men, Robert and JayZ. So if Robert wasn't the father, that left only JayZ. And people have pointed out more than once that Rymir does bear a strong resemblance to Jay. Wanda even tried to hold Jay accountable by filing a civil lawsuit for child support, but it got dismissed. Still, Wanda insisted until her dying breath that JayZ was Rymir's father. And some people believe the stress and heartbreak Wanda suffered, fighting Jay and the system for years, may have played a role in her untimely death. Over time, accusations of corruption, cover-ups, and legal misconduct kept adding fuel to the fire. And through it all, Rymir has stayed consistent. He's not after JayZ's money. He just wants the truth.
It's the truth.
It's not like you're trying to collect any money.
That's why I said this for years. Like, I'm good. Like, of course, anybody would want more money. We want to take money, but I'm good where I'm at in life. I got a great job. I'm driving Mercedes-Benz. I'm taking care of myself, taking care of my kids. So.
Rymir's also been outspoken about the injustice he and his mother endured for years. He says the courts kept tossing out their filings because JayZ had the power and influence to make it all disappear.
So tell me how the lawsuit came about, the paternity suit came about. Like when did you initiate that?
Well, my mom initiated it. She basically, I guess she started in 2011. They threw it out.
According to Rymir, JayZ used his wealth and status to avoid accountability, abusing the legal system every step of the way. He even accused Jay's legal team of sabotaging his case, which left him with no real shot at fairness in court. And now people are asking the obvious. If JayZ swears Rymir isn't his son, why not just take the test? What's he really hiding? As you probably know, Jay barely dodged going down with his friend Diddy, after one of Diddy's accusers claimed that both he and Jay assaulted her when she was just 13. That woman later dropped her lawsuit. But here's the twist. She just came forward saying she never actually retracted her original accusations against Jay and Diddy. The only reason she backed down, she claims, was because Jay allegedly sent private investigators to intimidate her. And here's where things get even sketchier. Most mainstream media outlets didn't even touch this update. You already know places like TMZ and The Shade Room won't post a single negative word about JayZ. Go check their sites. You won't find a thing on Rymir's story, even though it's been trending for years. They're acting like it doesn't even exist. And the same silence happened in the Jane Doe case. None of those outlets said a word when, just last week, a judge tossed out JayZ's defamation lawsuit against attorney Tony Busby, the lawyer representing Jane Doe. So yeah, it's obvious. A lot of shady business is being swept under the rug. And Jaguar Wright, she's been loud about all of it. She dragged TMZ saying JayZ's trying to cover his tracks and bury the headlines about Rymir's DNA test.
People are desperate and willing to do anything to get a headline that detracts from the fact that that man, that her husband, who has been denying is his child for many years, is about to finally get that DNA result that everybody has been so desperately waiting.
And of course, Jaguar didn't stop there. She claimed JayZ has been denying Rymir all these years because he got Wanda pregnant when she was still underage.
Wanda was a minor. A minor when she got pregnant with him. And like Wanda always said, he picked her up in Philly, but he took her to New York, across state lines, to bed her while she was allegedly underage. She got knocked up in 91. He was well into his 20s by that time. Well into his 20s. Allegedly taking teenage girls over state line. He got unlucky, that cop broke. Poor guy. Or maybe that was just karma. Maybe God made sure that happened for a moment like right now. Disgusting.
Jaguar also said Jay's been pulling strings in the legal system, allegedly bribing judges just so he wouldn't have to take that paternity test. And that's where the story stands. Between leaked DNA claims, decades of denials, and powerful voices backing Rymir, JayZ's carefully built image is cracking. The question is, how long can he really keep running from the truth?
Turns out now, all of these judges were bought off and paid off, and they're going to be looking at sanctions and probably charges.
And now 50 Cent, who's not scared of the industry, is supporting Rymir.
And now 50 Cent, who's not scared of the industry, is supporting Ry. He's recently clowned Jay for dodging that DNA test. And now it's being reported that 50 actually reached out to Ry and offered to back him up to leak the indirect DNA results. 50 Cent also posted this cryptic message on Instagram saying, "A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge." Now this changes everything. Up until now, Rymir's case has been completely ignored and buried by mainstream outlets. But now that 50 jumped in, Jay's team is scrambling. They're panicking, trying to kill the whole lawsuit fast and throw dirt on Ry's name before the story blows up. Word is Jay just filed new court papers begging the judge to toss out Rye's case. In the docs, Jay is crying that this is just more of the same so-called harassment he's been dealing with for years. But folks ain't buying it. Straight up, asking Jay to rather take the simple test and prove Rye wrong than burning thousands on legal fees. One dude hit hard saying, if JayZ has nothing to hide, take the test. Another wrote, JayZ doesn't believe in accountability. While this other dude came cold, saying, if his mother was 15 years old and was taken from one state to another state, someone going to be in trouble. So what y'all think? Is Jay really hiding something? Should he finally man up and take the test? Could Rye be telling the truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because this story is far from over.